and welcome to the Steve Spurrier Show. Carolina celebrated homecoming this weekend by beating an emerging Vanderbilt program decisively behind some very timely defense and creative offense. The final score, Carolina 35, Vanderbilt 28. Coach, congratulations. It's your 100th SEC win, and the Gamecocks go to 4-3 on the season, but I know it's bittersweet to you.
Yeah, it was, Todd. Obviously, we're very happy to win, and it was sort of fun to win the way we did. The game being tied in the fourth quarter and marching about 80 yards or so. Blake Mitchell and Chris Clark had a couple of big catches. But the star player of the game was obviously Savell Newton. Gosh, what a performance he put on. And then somehow or another, tore his Achilles on that touchdown run there early in the fourth quarter, and he'll be out for the season. Hopefully, the surgery will go well, and he'll be ready next year to give us those kind of performances that he put on yesterday, because that was as good a college football individual performance, I think, as I've ever seen.
Coach, that's part of our Palmetto Health Injury Report, obviously. I don't know if there's a difference between a ruptured Achilles or a torn Achilles, but what's the likely rehab for him, and what's the rest of our Palmetto Health Injury Report?
Our trainer said this could be a 5 to 6 month recovery period. So I think they have surgery, they cast it up, and go from there. As you know, Noah Whiteside cracked a bone in his ankle during the spring game, and he was able to make it back. So Savell does have a lot of time, and hopefully, you know, he'll keep going to class, do what he's supposed to do, and come back physically, maybe even stronger than he was this year when he comes back for his senior season.
All right. Fred Bennett also had a bruised sternum, but he'll be back. And we'll be back on the Steve Spurrier Show with first half highlights from Williams-Brice Stadium.
The Steve Spurrier Show is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, South Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, Palmetto Health, Corner Pantry, Carolina Dodge, Regions Bank, Providence Heart Institute, Carolina Pride, Coca-Cola, and South Carolina Education Lottery.
Dude, you said 2:30. I called and texted. You didn't get any of my messages? You guys are killing me. That's your network? Yes. Yes, it is. Is that your network? Yeah. Well, this is awkward.
There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And only Verizon Wireless is America's most reliable. Verizon Wireless, it's the network.
Watch that, watch that. I got him, I see him. Give me the ball, Pops. Come get it. I think that's challenge. Are you serious? I won't even put my bag there. Oh, come on, man. Don't let that man shoot you. You got nothing. You don't got nothing. Your mouth looks dry. Have a Coke. You know what that is? That's the
It's the Dodge Model Year-End Clearance. Your last chance to grab an 05 with the Dodge Advantage. We've still got a lot of 05s, but not for long. Save on the Hemi-powered Ram, the all-new Dakota with best-in-class interior room, and Durango with a 5-star frontal crash test rating. Now get the Dodge Advantage, including up to $5,500 combined cash allowance or 0% financing for 60 months. See your Dodge dealer today or visit Dodge.com. Hurry, because once the Dodge you want is gone, it's gone.
Our hometown, where we live, where we love, where the simple life is good enough, where we dream, where we hope, where we stand together and share the load. Oh, our hometown is blessed. Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
No matter how the ball bounces, you'll always come out ahead with Carolina Pride. Carolina Pride, perennial Southeastern champs.
Remember, fans, after every Gamecock victory, go into a participating Hardee's on Sunday or Monday and receive $1 off a thick burger combo. Welcome back to the Steve Spurrier Show. We're going to go out to Williams-Brice Stadium now. It was homecoming. Big crowd of 76,000 on hand.
Who was the homecoming queen? Did we have her name?
You know, Coach, I didn't see who won that.
I didn't either.
I was watching all those stats at halftime.
Usually that it's announced somewhere, but I didn't see it in the paper either. But hopefully we had a wonderful homecoming queen. And beautiful day, Todd. A little breezy early, but it calmed down as the game went on. And fourth quarter, obviously, with all the yards that was involved there, it was nice throwing weather. Who was that making the sack? Was that?
That's Chris Tucker making his first tackle for a loss on the day.
Yeah, Chris Tucker had an excellent game inside. He and Stanley Dowdy, I think, played very solidly, and our run defense was probably the best it's been all year. There it is again. Blake Mitchell behind center, and well, that was a good play on our part. The guy dropped the interception and went right to Chris Clark for a good gainer down there. And I think here's the play. No, here's the draw play to Savell, and he makes about 15 or so. That one opened up sort of the way we have planned right there. And you can see Savell did a lot on his own as far as cutting up in there, and he's got a natural wiggle, juke, that makes guys missing. And that's what all great running backs have to have. And here was sort of a jump ball to Sidney. This was a play that we sort of intended to go down the middle, but they had a safety in the middle of the field. So we told Blake, if it's a 3-deep type coverage, put it up in the air high for Sidney, and he'll go get it. And that's exactly what happened there.
Sidney breaks the school record there with his 6th straight touchdown catch and puts the Gamecocks on top.
Yeah, it was nice to have some kind of record this year, and Sidney with 6 straight games with a touchdown that's hard to do. I'm sure no other receiver in the conference is close to that this year.
We're going into early second quarter now, and Cutler goes back to work, but he's stopped quickly here with one of the sacks on the afternoon.
Yeah, I tell you what, we've had a lot of sacks this year. Our defense has done a lot of good things, and
that's DeAdrian Coley.
DeAdrian played one of his best games. In fact, he was in on so many tackles. He got a game ball yesterday on the defensive side. And here, Blake the ball doesn't get out of his hands, and you see Chris Clark on the other side had a chance for a big gainer, and he's not much at tackling, I see, either. We'll work on that this week, because when those quarterbacks throw interceptions like that, as you know, Todd, we're supposed to go make the tackle, and so we'll work on Blake's tackling this week.
That was a 13-yard return for a score and tied it up in the second quarter.
Yeah, it was not a good play, but fortunately it did not cost us the game.
And throwing to George Smith there for a first down of 13 yards for Vanderbilt, and Cutler goes back to work here. No gain, though, on the play. Stanley Dowdy making one of his plays.
Yeah, our defense was swarming. I think we're playing with more intensity, a little bit more effort, obviously, than we did early in the year. And I think our team's improved, Todd. We believe we have. Before Savell's injury, we were very healthy for this time of year, and we should be almost completely healthy, except for Savell going into the Tennessee game next Saturday night.
Commodores line up for an attempted field goal of 36 yards.
Yeah, I don't know who blocked this one, but it was a big play. We blocked a field goal, tried to scoop it backwards, but we missed it. And offensively, we did nothing with it on that possession.
That's Fred Bennett coming off the quarter for the Gamecocks, and really wasn't even close. Holds that one down and doesn't have to stretch out.
Yeah, I tell you what, our guys in practice, Todd, we block a lot of our own extra point field goal when we're in practice, so it was good to see one occur right there.
All right, that ends the first half of play. The score is 7-0. We'll be back. We got a lot of highlights from the second half when we return on the Steve Spurrier Show.
The tools of quality education come from the support of parents and teachers that challenge students to expand their horizons. Since the lottery began, over $1 billion has been appropriated by the General Assembly to enhance the educational opportunities of South Carolinians. This figure includes over $330 million directed to grades K through 12.
Who are those guys?
Oh, that's our network. It's the most reliable. Comes with the phone.
Do I, like, owe you?
Nope, we're good.
Cool. There's only one reason to choose a wireless company. It's the network. And now America's most reliable wireless network has cool Samsung camera phones for just $49.99. Verizon Wireless.
In Mount Pleasant, see State Farm agent Jack Tankersley for the discounts and savings you deserve.
Two of the most important decisions you can make in planning your new home are the windows and doors. At Muller, we can help you make the right decisions. Muller can help you research, design, and complete the windows and doors for your new home. Tell your builder and architect that you want to be a part of the window and door buying process. Bring your plans to Muller.
Visit our showroom on Fane Street and watch for the opening of our new 12,000 square foot showroom on Rivers at Aviation.
We're Muller, and we make your home better.
And welcome back to the Steve Spurrier Show. We go right out to Williams-Brice for second half highlights, and much action here between the Gamecocks and the Commodores.
Yeah, it was a complete turnaround for us offensively, Todd. We struggled mightily the first half on offense. And second half, I think we had the ball 5 possessions, scored 4 touchdowns, had 1 punt. And you see their guy going in for a touchdown to put them up 14-7. Very reminiscent of the game against Kentucky. I think they scored first, missed the extra point, and then we came back and took the lead in the third quarter. So this was a little bit of a scramble play. We catch Carson Askins, our starting tight end, a walk-on kid that really playing well for us, and he gets a touchdown right here in a minute. And
put Savell in at quarterback, Coach.
Yeah, Savell, we had 1 or 2 passes for him. I think he hit 3 out of 4 for 2 touchdowns. So that's not too shabby. And he scrambled on this play. They had a sort of a zone blitz on. And I think Blake made a good block for him out there. So I think when Blake got that hit in right there, he became a better player. And here's the double pass. Been working on it since last spring. Try to throw it once or twice every week. And finally we caught him in the right situation. And Blake fired it out there nicely. Savell caught it, relayed it. And there's Carson wide open in the end zone.
And that's the Sansbury Eye Center. Did you see that play in Carson Askins' first touchdown of his career? Cutler goes back to work now, and there's another tackle for a loss. Chris Tucker, I think his 3rd one on the afternoon.
Yeah, Tucker was very active in there yesterday, and we're playing Tennessee Saturday night, and they're primarily a running team. And if we can stop the run and make a few plays offensively, hopefully we can be in the game with balls.
Well, plays like this from Stanley Dowdy, who makes another tackle for a loss here, and you might be able to stop that run.
Yeah, Stanley, when he gets his motor going, he can be pretty good in there. So we got to make sure his motor's running full go the rest of the season. And our team will have a chance to get to that 6-win category.
Pretty crossing route. Sidney Rice and Blake Mitchell hooking up for 31 yards.
Yeah, as you can see, Sidney not only can catch the ball, he can make some yards afterwards, which not a lot of receivers can do that.
Here's Savell going back to work, and it looked like he was going to run, Coach, and pulled up and threw a nice pass.
Yeah, he scrambled out of the pocket, and as you can see, Sidney made a nice run after the catch again and leaned the ball across the plane of the end zone, and I think he got it right inside the flag here.
Touchdown pass from Savell Newton to Sidney Rice, and that was nice, just leaning in at the last moment. And now we go to the 4th quarter of play where there's 334 yards between the two teams. And Cutler goes back to work, but this time Jonathan Joseph gets a pick, Coach.
Yeah, Jonathan got the ricochet. I think maybe Cole came in there and broke it up, I'm not sure. And got us set up on the 30-yard line. So we had a nice little short drive right there.
Jonathan Joseph with his 2nd pick on the year. And you're right, Coach Simpson was responsible for the collision. Here's Blake back to work at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, this was a big 3rd and 8 play. And we get Sidney right inside the hash area on a little deep curl route, and then we give Savell the draw play. And as you can see, he made a bunch of them miss and wiggled in for the score, and that was a play he got hurt on. What people tell me, when you tear an Achilles, you could be just walking down the road or running, and it's hard to figure out how it happened, but it occurred on that play.
Hard to imagine there's a more exciting 10-yard run from anybody. And now Cutler goes back to work. He's deep in his territory and hits one of his favorite targets on the day, or his favorite. Earl Bennett is 16 catches.
Yeah, we're playing, sort of a cover two, but we got to get a hit on those receivers. I don't know exactly if we're coaching a hit on the receivers, but we're letting them run at our safety men too easily, so we need to get that corrected.
Cutler trying to drive the Commodores down in to tie the score now in the fourth quarter. He steps back and throws off his back foot and completes another tight coverage play.
Yeah, I think that was a fourth down play. He hit two of those over the middle, and as you can see, they go in and score again. And I believe that's the one that tied it up. So we've got the ball on our 22, and a little fake draw, excellent protection, and Chris Clark over the middle. Big gainer, very big.
Chris had 2 catches combined in the last 2 years. He had 2 on this drive alone.
Yeah, back to back. And this was, Vandy sort of concedes the flat area, and so we were able to hit a few of them down there. Should have hit a few more probably, but this was a good one to get us to about the 25 or so, I think, or 30. And we needed one more big game play, so we fired Sidney a little quick screen, let him go one-on-one, and as you can see, he made a bunch of yards after the catch.
Nice stiff arm by Sidney, gets you down in close, and here's Blake throwing the slant route.
Yeah. Yeah, we would love for that clock to get down to about 10 seconds, but it was 1:40 or so. It was second down, and if we tried to run, we're not real good running those short yardages, as our fans know, and the pass was there on second down, where it might not have been there on third down. So went ahead and got the touchdown and said, defense, you got to hold them.
35-28, the Gamecocks did hold on defense and go on to win the homecoming game. We'll be back with more on the Steve Spurrier Show in just a moment.
It's the Dodge Model year-end clearance. Your last chance to grab an 05 with the Dodge Advantage. We've still got a lot of 05s, but not for long. Save on the Hemi-powered Ram, the all-new Dakota with best-in-class interior room, and Durango with a 5-star frontal crash test rating. Now get the Dodge Advantage, including up to $5,500 combined cash allowance or 0% financing for 60 months. See your Dodge dealer today or visit Dodge.com. Hurry, because once the Dodge you want is gone, it's gone.
Our hometown, where we live, where we love, where the simple life is good enough, where we dream, where we hope, where we stand together and share the load. Oh, our hometown is blessed. Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
Watch that. I got him, I see him. Give me the ball, Pops. Come get it. I think that's challenge. Are you serious? I won't even put my bag down. Oh, come on now. Don't let that man shoot. You got nothing. You don't got nothing. Your mouth was dry. Have a coat. You know what that is? That's the room time.
I can't stop thinking about Saturday, about tailgating, about kickoff, about 4 quarters of full-throttle, hard-nosed, explosive SEC football. This is football I love, my dad loves, my granddad loves. This league has a following unheard of. The SEC's led the nation in total attendance since the record's been kept. More than 5.5 million fans put on their colors and pack SEC stadiums every year. Now where are you going to find that? Where else but football in the SEC? Saturday to you, Saturday to me.
No matter how the ball bounces, you'll always come out ahead with Carolina Pride. Carolina Pride, perennial Southeastern champs.
Welcome back to the Steve Spurrier Show. The Gamecocks victorious yesterday, 35-28 was the final score at Williams-Brice Stadium. It's now time for our game ball giveaway, brought to you by Corner Pantry. And this week's winner is Lois Deaver of Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Here you go, Lois.
Congratulations, Lois. Each week this season, one lucky Corner Pantry customer will win a Steve Spurrier autographed football. Stop by any Corner Pantry location and register to win. Then watch the Steve Spurrier Show each week to see if you've won. Corner Pantry for all your tailgating needs. Now it's time for our Providence Hospital All-Heart Player of the Week, and this week's winner is junior wide receiver, quarterback, and running back, Savell Newton.
Yeah, I tell you what, that play right there, I was on the headset with our coaches in the booth, and I said, you know, it's sort of fun, just snap the ball to Savell and watch him play. And that was a little bit of a scramble play. Sidney saw him scrambling out and sort of changed direction, and he hit him for a touchdown. So that's fun watching those kind of things happen.
Well, we wish the best to Savell, and we want him to work hard at his rehab and get back for the Gamecocks next year. But right now, he's our Providence Heart Institute All-Heart Player. Back with more in just a moment on the Steve Spurrier Show.
Well, after all, it's just a bank. It just happens to have a branch on practically every corner. Over 1,600 ATMs, 24/7 access to customer service by phone, and RegionsNet online banking, so you can pay your bills from anywhere, anytime. Hey, wait a minute. That's not just a bank. That's Regions Bank. And that's what gives 5 million customers everyday confidence.
In life, there are many entertainment options. And then there are the important things like your family, your job, and your health. Like any game, the South Carolina Education Lottery is just for fun. Sometimes you win, but sometimes you don't. If you feel like you have to play, then our games are not for you. So please play responsibly. If you or someone you know needs help, please call 1-877-452-5155.
The rush is on for football fun at Manning's. Check out Manning's new personal viewing, flat-screen TVs at your booth, or get the action on any one of Manning's 48 TVs all over the restaurant. With ESPN's game plan and the NFL Sunday ticket, you won't miss a single game. Monday means Monday Night Football with half-price pizza and a 4-night cruise giveaway all season. Of course, the best reason to come to Manning's is the great food. We're not talking bar snacks, but a tailgater's Greek-American feast. Plus, 30-cent wings during the game and beer specials, too. For football food and fun, it's Manning's.
Want to get into the game without going to the game? Then get to Bobby Harton Sports Grill on Sam Rittenberg and West Ashley. They've got the NFL Sunday ticket and the ESPN college football game plan for the ultimate football fan. And just like if you're at the game, when your team scores, they'll even play your fight song. Enjoy ice-cold buckets of beer, mouth-watering Angus beef burgers, and the best wings in town. Get into the game. Get to Bobby Harton Sports Grill on the corner of Sam Rittenberg and Orange Grove in West Ashley.
The Steve Spurrier Show has been brought to you by Lurie's, for business, for pleasure, for life. By Verizon Wireless. South Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Palmetto Health. Corner Pantry. Carolina Dodge. Regions Bank. Providence Heart Institute. Carolina Pride. Coca-Cola. South Carolina Education Lottery. And Upstairs Audio and Video, Columbia's finest audio and video shop since 1972.
Thousands of USC students are attending college on a lottery-funded scholarship. For details, visit the lottery's website at seducationlottery.com. Welcome back. The Gamecocks 4-3 on the season and have a tough stretch to come. Coach, you talked about in the pregame yesterday that you wanted a close game going into the fourth quarter. And to get a victory. Do you think your team will benefit from that kind of fight there in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think so, Todd. You know, all week or 2 weeks, I guess, since we had the open date, we talked about it's going to be a tough, physical, down-to-the-wire game. So prepare yourself mentally for a good, close game there in the fourth quarter. And it turned out that way, and I sort of told him I hope it happens this way. I mean, you'd love to have a blowout and win, of course. But realistically, if you sort of mentally prepare yourself for those situations, I think it's easier for our guys to perform. So the drive Blake and those guys put together to go down and get the winning touchdown. I don't know how often that's happened in the fourth quarter here. I know Savell probably did it last year against Arkansas in a big win. So, but that's good for the team to have that confidence that we can do those things.
How about the first half of play yesterday, Coach? It was a little bit of a struggle for both teams offensively. Blake was like 4 of 13. And then you came out in the second half, as you've done 2 weeks in a row now, and really made a difference offensively. Obviously, Savell had a little bit to do with yesterday, but your thoughts on making those adjustments?
Well, I don't know how many adjustments we made. It looked like we made a lot, but we didn't get in our 3 or 4 wide receivers much. We just played our tight end, 2 backs, but we put Savell back there and sort of loosened him up with him running and handing off to Dacus, and then, of course, his passes. You know, when your tailback or your wide receiver throws 2 touchdown passes in a game, that's got to be helpful for your offense. And then Blake hit some balls here and there later in the second half, but he was off to a slow start. Somehow or another, we got to get him into the game better. I mentioned yesterday that I'm going to call it a quarterback draw and let somebody hit him. I think he needs to get hit a little bit to get into the game. And when he made that block for Savell, I think he became a better player after that throughout the game.
All right, Coach, now you go on a stretch here with some difficult SEC games and then the finale against Clemson. Next week, though, going to Neyland Stadium to take on Tennessee. Have you seen them much? The word is I heard y'all had a rivalry for quite some time.
Well, yeah, but this is, I know South Carolina, we haven't beaten them, I think, since '92, which was a big win here, but also a big win for the Gators because that helped us win the Eastern Division that year of '92. But anyway, we're just going to try to win another game. It's going to be fun going into the big house there in Knoxville. Who'd ever thunk we'd have a better record than them right now? I think they're just 3-3. So it should. Hopefully, it's going to be fun. I don't know what's going to happen. They're a big, strong team, got excellent athletes. But if we can, you know, take care of the ball, not let them run up and down the field, maybe we'll have a chance to get in a close game with them and maybe make something happen.
All right. Thanks for joining us on the Steve Spurrier Show. Don't forget to join us for the Steve Spurrier call-in show on Thursday before the Tennessee game. But we'll see you here next week.